Ouch, so hot. I love a hot cup of coffee in the morning. I usually have one cup a day nowadays. I gave it up for a while again this past year. And it's like, I need my 1 cup of coffee a day. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to Supersize You Annual Challenge. Today is day 29 of our challenge. And we are talking about our super framework. Our super framework is the framework we're going to use, or the process that we're going to use throughout this entire year, at least once a month. Usually since it's a 5-step process, I usually do it the last 5 days of the month. Why? Because I want to, selfishly, ingrain it in my subconscious, or move to my subconscious, so it becomes an automatic process. So far, we've talked about the S, specify your target. Yesterday, we talked about the U, uncover what's the current situation, uncover what the truth is and what's really going on in the area that you are addressing with the super process or the super framework. And today, we're going to plan the path that we take in order to fill the gap between where we are and where we want to be, that was created by the first 2 steps of the process. It wasn't created, but it was identified by the first 2 steps of the process. So first, we decided, what the heck is it? What's a specific thing that we want, our target? And yesterday we added, okay, well, what's the current situation? Where am I right now with respect to that? And I'm sharing Virginia's story instead of my own. I got lots of these that I could share of my own, but I want to share somebody else's. This doesn't just work for me. It works for actually hundreds of thousands of people now. So let's help it to work for you. So P, the plan in your path. Remember, her target is to save $10,000 for an emergency fund and reduce her credit card debt by $5,000. So yesterday we talked about, well, what the heck is her current situation. We talked about specifically what she has in savings, her current monthly income, her monthly expenses, and then her credit card debt, etc. And then we identified an obstacle to her overcoming this and achieving those goals, or being able to achieve those goals, and then strengths that she's got. And we talked about those yesterday, so if you want those, you can go back and listen to yesterday's challenge if you haven't yet. I always invite you to start where you are, but you can always go back to day 1 of the challenge and start at day 1, and that becomes your day 1. Try to make this an evergreen thing. I'll talk about the month once in a while, but I try not to, because I want people to feel comfortable starting at the very beginning and going through the entire process. Because I guarantee, if you do one thing for yourself every day this year or any year, you will be forever transformed and changed to the person you want to be, and into massively closer to your ideal self. So plan. What are we going to do when we're planning our path? Number 1, she is going to set up automatic transfer of $500 a month to a high yield savings account. Secondly, she's going to use the debt avalanche method to pay $400 a month toward her high interest credit card. She's going to cut dining out. She had a budget of $400. She's going to cut that in half to $200 a month. She's going to track her expenses weekly by using a budgeting app. There are so many free apps. Anything and everything you want to do, you can find a free app for. You can find paid apps for it too, but if you can find a free one that suits your needs, why would you not do that? Especially since we're talking about finances in this area. And then finally, she's going to review her subscriptions and cancel unused ones. And she figures that'll save her at least $50 a month. I will chime in on this one. Cannot tell you how many times in my businesses I have had subscriptions that have just fallen by the wayside. And we're talking thousands of dollars a month worth. I'll never forget, I went in on a trial for a real estate, back when I was in the real estate industry, software. And I canceled it, but they never canceled it, so it kept charging my credit card $150 a month. I don't know about you, but that's not chump change. It's at least a meal or two out over the course of the month. So look for those. She's going to look for those things too. So what's your plan to begin to fill the gap between where you are and where you want to be? If you need help with this, I am a master at coming up with and knowing what type of things really help move the needle with respect to any area and aspect of your life. Particularly with businesses or with personal challenges, because I've had to overcome a gazillion of them. All right, that's it. Plan your strategy, plan your path of how you're going to begin to fill that gap. And then how about how you're going to fill that whole gap? Because usually, guess what? We know. And even if we just do one step at a time, we will actually achieve that thing or overcome that challenge that we're having faster than any other thing that we can do. All right. If I can help you in any way, ask. Otherwise, have an awesome day. And I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.